Welcome, my name is Alaric Hamaker and I will do for you a tutorial about the course presentation element in H5P. We will talk about creating elements, inserting images and sound, adding questions, adding a video, and finally assessment and feedback. So let's start creating the elements. We assume you have installed H5P on a Wordpress system, and after creating a new type, we will add a course presentation element. We will add the title, course presentation example, and as you can see, you have different parts of the element. So you have text, links, image, video, audio, go to slide, fill in the blanks, single choice set, multiple choice, true false section, draw summary, drag text, and you have many other elements you can choose from. Now we're going to first look here at this slide. This is the contents indicator. This is for naming the slides, and this gives you a summary. You can access this on the bottom of the page, and you can also name the slides here by clicking into these elements. We will name this first slide title slide, and since we're happy with it, we quit, and you can choose auto hide, so this part will disappear as soon as it doesn't have the focus anymore. So to make it appear, we can just click on these elements. So this slide is empty, it is one of one, and you have here buttons to add new slides, to clone a slide, to fill the slide background, and to move one slide to the left, to move one slide to the right, and eventually also to delete a slide. So this is a short overview of this user interface. Now we're proceeding to create our first element. Since this is the title slide, we will add a simple text as the first element. So we have the title slide here, and we click on text. We have this extra window appearing, and now we can enter the name of our course. It's a camera tutorial. So we have also some basic formatting options here, which is, for example, the font size. We would like to make this a bit larger on the front page, and when we're happy with this, we click done. Orient it on the page as you like. And so we have created the first title. We proceed by inserting images and sound. So we want to insert on the first page an image. So we do this by clicking on the image button, and when you click plus here, you get access to your file system, and you can choose to upload a picture. So we will mandatorily add also an alternative text. This is necessary, so we will call this the camera image, and we click done. We can position it so we have finished our first slide. Now we can continue by using the back sides here, and we want to make this look a little bit more professional, so we will add a template. Here you can choose to add a template to the whole presentation or to this slide, and if you want to have an image or to fill the background with a color. Important to have a proportion of 2:1, and we have prepared some things. So this is a transparent GIF with a slide on the top and on the bottom representing our university, and we just add this, and this image will appear over all the slides in the presentation. So this was very easy to give the whole presentation a style like this. Now we can add a second slide by clicking the Add New Slide button. We will name the second slide. We will make this a content summary, and analog to the first slide we will add some text. So first, this will be a title, so we will name this content. So this is the index of this presentation. So this is a little service for the people who use it, so they can more comfortably navigate through the presentation. And the second element is going to be the summary of the different slides. So since this is a camera tutorial, we're going to talk about how to change the battery, how to change the SD cards, and eventually we want to open the lens, because with this camera there's a special lens protection. So we can again change the size here. We go over 100% and we want bullet points here. So these simple elements allow you to give a formatting which looks nice. Now we have two slides, and we are going to add a new dimension to it with sound. So we will add here an audio file. So the audio files that can be played can either be uploaded or linked to. We have prepared an MP3 file from a recording we have done before. Hello, my name is Alaric Hamaker. So you know this comes from a previous tutorial, and we have a different possibility to choose the appearance of the controller, but we will leave it minimalistic as it is and increase the size to 50 by 50. And we have this button we can position on the slide, so when the user clicks it, it will display the sound. So we are ready to test this. So we're going to create this little presentation. It will save it, and now we have a live preview. So we go to slide number 2. Hello, my name is Alaric Hamaker, and I'm going to present you the Sony NX5. So this is working, and you can add this kind of commentary to every slide to make it more interactive and audio-visual. Now, since this is for learning, we want to add some questions in this whole course. So the next section is going to show how we are going to add some specific questions once we have explained something. So we hit again the button Edit to change back to editing mode. And after our content, we're going to create a new slide. And in the slide overview, we're going to name it Changing the Battery. This is an easy section. We will give it a title, Changing the Battery. We change the size, and finally we click Done. The title can be dragged by positioning it on the page. And finally we will add 2 pictures. The battery in picture. And the second picture showing how to release the battery and how to take it out. So we can resize the images very easily and position them on the page. So this is very visual, and the person who is watching this is going to understand how to put the battery in and how to release it. Now, related to this content, we want to add a new slide, and we would like to add some questions regarding the battery to verify if the user has really understood what is happening here. So we will name this battery questions, and you have different options here. So we have multiple choice, and as an example we're going to select the multiple choice element, which will open an element. So you have one question and you have different answers as options. So let's make an easy example. How many batteries does the camera have? And the available options are, so the options are the answers. There are 2 batteries, or we have another option, one battery. So this is correct, and we mark this as the correct answer. And to make it a bit more richer, we will add 3 options and say we will ask for 3 batteries. So immediately H5P is going to create this multiple choice question layout, and you can fill it on your slide. So this is how you create a multiple choice element in your course presentation. Now we will add the next slide, and as we have defined earlier in our contents, this slide will be about changing the SD card. So again, we create a title for the slide, changing the SD card. We adjust the size, position the element, and from the manual we have scanned or cut out the corresponding images, and we want to insert the SD card PNG here. So this shows that there are 2 SD slots, memory card A and memory card B, and we want to make sure the user understands this. So we want to add a question to this special topic. So again, we will add a new slide. We give it a title. This is going to be SD card question, and this time we are going to choose the drag text question. So this task is a bit special. It has to drag the words in the correct boxes. So the idea is that you can make a text, and you will use the stars to designate the correct position of the word. So the camera has 2 SD cards. So 2 is the solution, and you mark it by the little asterisk here. And there are many types of memory cards. So we want to add a second question. The type of card is, and then we will make this SD. And if you add a column, you can add a little tip. So this is going to be a little hint for the user to make the test a little bit more easy. And you close it with the asterisk. If you forget this syntax, you can hit this instruction panel with an example, so you don't have to remember this, but once you have done it, this is actually not too complicated to remember. So we have 2 sentences and 2 words, and we click done. So this is going to generate our question with the blanks, and in order to see how it works, we are going to save and update the presentation and go to the presentation mode, look at the question, and we have first the question we made before, 1 to 3, the multiple choice. How many batteries does the camera have? 3 is wrong, so we can do it again and we can check 1, and now it is going to display us the correct solution. And if we go here, drag the words in the correct boxes, the camera has 2 possibilities to go here. So the camera has 2 SD card slots, and if we want to look at the hint, what is used for photography, this is very often an SD card. So this is where the solution goes here. We check and we have 2 from 2 correct answers. In this section, we're going to look at the function how to add a video. But in order to complete our tutorial, we have to add one of the last slides first. So we get again into editing mode. We see the cross presentation example, and if we go to the last slides, there we add a new slide, and we will add the missing slide opening the lens. Again, we add the title as well here, opening the lens. We select it and we can choose the size we decided to have for this kind of layout. And again, for the lens we also have a picture, so we're going to insert an image, add, and we select how the hood is being connected to the lens. This is important because there is a shutter inside the hood, and if you want to open the lens, you need to open the shutter in the hood first. So we have completed this presentation from the slides, but we would like to add an example video. So for this we will add a new slide, and since we make a presentation about a camera, we also would like to show what a video looks like that we have made with this camera. So again, we create a title and position the title on the page. And now, instead of the image element we know already, we will choose the video element. So the video element will add us to allow a source either to upload a video file or to link to a YouTube video. So you can add the URL with copy and paste, and this is basically it. And immediately the video is loaded. You can drag and resize it to fill the portion you want on the screen, and if the proportions are not correct, they will be filled up with black. So this is basically implementing the YouTube player. And if you want to play it, you go again in the presentation mode, but this is how you add the video. And finally, we want to also make a summary question, the assessment and the feedback. So this is the last part of this tutorial. We add a new slide. We call it summary. And we have the summary questions. So these questions are a general understanding of the whole lessons. So you can make different sentences, and in this list of sentences, the first statement is correct. So we will say the camera has 2 SD card slots. This is correct. We will add another statement. The camera can use 2 batteries. So this is not correct, but we will add a third statement, and this is a question we make up to give the user a bit more choice. The camera does not have a lens protection. So these questions aim at verifying if the user understood the question well. And this is the creation of the summary questions. Now, if you want to see how this works, we can update again. We verify, we answer all the questions. So how many batteries does the camera have? That is correct. We respond to the drag question and verify if everything is working well. Opening the lens, the example video is also displaying well. And the summary. The last tab finally shows how all the questions are answered. I hope this tutorial was useful, and see you on the next presentation.